Monday, Monday, Monday. It's a once-in-a-lifetime event, assuming you live within a specific band of North or Central America, you were born just in the past few years, or you will die in the next few years, and or that you are completely unable to travel anywhere. That's right. It's a total solar eclipse of the heart and also of the sky, happening on Monday, April 6th, 2024. Let's talk about it. I'll start with the most important information up front. As I learned back in Intro to Journalism 101, there are counterfeit eclipse glasses circulating around, meaning that there's at least one factory producing glasses that say they come from a trusted company, but they do not. And to make matters worse, some of those counterfeit glasses may not actually be safe for using while you view the eclipse. So, if you have not bought glasses yet, please only buy them from a trusted source. The American Astronomical Society has a very handy list of trusted vendors, which includes stores where you can easily visit in person if it's too late to order online. Apparently, Warby Parker is giving away free ones, which is cool. You can also maybe have some luck finding a free pair at your local library or science museum. If you have glasses from a, let's say, shady source, you can test them before Monday. You do that by putting them on while you're inside and looking around, and you should see nothing. If you can see any furniture, anything like that, those are bad. You should throw them away. If you can't see anything, take them outside, try them on again, look around. The only thing you should see when you're outside is the sun and maybe the reflection of the sun off of certain objects. If that works, then you may now look at the sun for less than a second and you should see a comfortably bright disk. If your untrustworthy glasses pass all three of those tests, then you can probably safely use them to glance at the eclipse for a few seconds every few minutes. Don't worry, you're probably not going to want to sit there and stare at the entire eclipse for the entire time. It's cool, but there's a limit to how long you can look at a cool thing and still think it's cool. Or you could do what I did back in 2017 and get yourself a pair of Shade 14 welding goggles. The Shade 14 part, very important. Welding goggles come in a variety of shades, and most welders don't actually need or want them to be as dark as you need them for the eclipse. So don't expect to just be able to use whatever welding goggles you have laying around your house. It needs to be Shade 14. But if you go this route, you will objectively look way cooler than everyone else at your eclipse viewing party. Finally, you can just feel free to disregard everything I've said if you're a fascist trying to overthrow American democracy. Just go out there and raw dog that eclipse with your bare eyeballs like a real man would. Stare it down. Use your unblinking ferocity to scare the moon back to the nighttime where it belongs. Unfortunately, Trump probably learned his lesson, or at least his aides did, and they'll probably just show him a movie of an eclipse and tell him that that was it. But apparently there are lots of completely delusional Christians who think that because eclipse glasses and severe retinal damage weren't mentioned in the Bible, God wants them to stare at the eclipse. And those cardboard glasses with the tinted plastic on them are probably like mind control devices or whatever. Anyway, it's technology, and they don't use technology at all. They're probably posting to Facebook with not technology. When I first saw those screenshots, I assumed it was satire, so I went on Facebook and I found these people, and it is my great displeasure to inform you that they are real. And they are real delusional, because that's not even the worst of it. For instance, the lady who posted that original warning to not wear glasses for the eclipse, Liz, she also thinks that the Francis Scott Key Bridge collapsed because it is an actual key that will unlock the gates of hell at the bottom of the ocean when CERN starts up the same day as the eclipse. Yeah, okay, CERN actually started back up after their winter break on March 11th, and that's just one particular facility that's going to start up in April. And of course, Baltimore Harbor isn't exactly a bottomless pit. And even if it were, it wouldn't come anywhere near CERN in Europe. And you know what? Never mind. Yeah, sure. That's what's going to happen. The sort of good news is that Liz got a lot of pushback on her initial eclipse post, which led her to change her mind about how the eclipse is actually less bright and post a new suggestion straight from the Lord God's lips to her ear to her Facebook page that people should just not look at the eclipse at all, with or without glasses. Good for Liz and the Lord for backing up to a slightly less dangerous position. Now, you may wonder why I even care whether these whack jobs stare at the sun. And the answer is that they are clearly so far gone that not even severe retinal damage is going to convince them that they're wrong. Honestly, they'll probably deny there's anything wrong with their eyes after they stare at the eclipse and just keep driving around town doing errands until they run over a child who they will assume was just placed in front of their 6-foot-tall SUV by Satan to try to get them to rebuke the Lord. That wily Satan with his errant children in front of the SUVs and his fossil burying. Apparently there's several more conspiracy theories out there about the eclipse because of course there are, and they're all religious. Snopes has already debunked the claim that the eclipse will be visible across all 7 U.S. cities named Nineveh, which is also the name of an ancient city that the Bible said was evil. In actuality, there are only 6 U.S. cities named Nineveh. The eclipse will only be visible from 2 of them, and the Bible is a made-up fairy tale, and in the real world, entire cities aren't evil. Except for maybe Denver. The demonic blue horse with the glowing eyes at the airport makes for a very convincing argument. Fun fact, just before Blucifer was completed, a chunk of it fell off and killed its sculptor. I don't actually believe in supernatural evil, but if I did, I'd avoid the Denver airport. So anyway, please enjoy the eclipse safely on Monday. Don't worry about it heralding in an apocalypse. Because solar eclipses are actually really common as astronomical events go. You know, there's one every year or two. It's just that sometimes the place you need to be on the Earth to see it is a little annoying to get to. For instance, the last one was in 2021, but if you aren't a scientist or a penguin, you probably missed it. But that's why I joke about people calling this a once-in-a-lifetime experience. You know, yes, if you happen to live in the path of totality, it maybe is the only time in your life you could possibly see a total solar eclipse from the comfort of your own toilet, assuming your bathroom window is at the appropriate angle, etc. And yeah, you know, many people don't have the time or money to travel around the world to see an eclipse, and that sucks. So I'm glad that this one is going through a lot of major population centers. And yes, I do hope that the people who are able to get to the path of totality take advantage of that opportunity, because a total solar eclipse is super fucking cool. I drove about 8 hours to see the eclipse in 2017. It rolled. I loved it. It was awesome. But all that said, I just want people to keep their expectations in check. It's springtime. Wherever you are, there's always a chance that there will be clouds. If you live nearby and are planning to travel into the path of totality, you might end up in a traffic jam. You might not even get there in time. If you're just planning to watch the partial eclipse, well, you know, there's a chance that you won't experience the awe that you're hoping for. And I don't know, as someone who has in the past suffered from severe FOMO, I just worry about the people who are getting super hyped about this once-in-a-lifetime event only to see a bunch of stupid clouds get in the way and then think, wow, I missed out on this once-in-a-lifetime event. If that's you, please know that the next total solar eclipse is just 2 years from now in August of 2026. You can see a total solar eclipse from Iceland, Spain, or Portugal. Start saving now for a flight to Valencia and you can have another chance. Do you have plans for then? No worries. In August of 2027, Spain gets another total solar eclipse in the south this time, along with Morocco, Egypt, Tunisia, and other countries. The year after that is Australia's turn. But hey, if you don't have a passport or disposable income, Yeah, sorry, you are going to have to live another 20 years for your next chance at this once-in-a-lifetime American opportunity. But I promise there will be many other once-in-a-lifetime opportunities in the skies for you to enjoy in the years to come. I only listed the next few solar eclipses, but annular eclipses are really cool too. And South America is getting basically one per year for the next few years. There's also things like supermoons and lunar eclipses and comets and meteor showers. And on that note, I would like to share a personal story about me and a rare astronomical event. A few years ago, I decided to go to national parks, and in 2022, I managed to book a campsite at Pinnacles during the Perseids, which is one of the greatest meteor showers you can see. Pinnacles is a dark sky location, meaning it's one of the best places in the world to be during a meteor shower because there's no chance that light pollution is going to block the view. To make the event even better, the forecast was totally clear, not a cloud in the sky. I was so excited. So Indy and I set up our camp chairs late at night, preparing to be wowed. But I quickly realized that something was terribly wrong. Someone, somewhere nearby, had turned on a light. And as the hour got later, the light got brighter and brighter until it was an actual spotlight shining over the top of the park's trees. I was furious, so I got up to go looking for what idiot turned a bright spotlight on in a dark sky location during a meteor shower. And I didn't have to look far. The culprit was the brightest fucking supermoon I have ever seen in my life. By the time it got above the trees, it was daylight out. I could have read a book. When I begrudgingly climbed back into my tent that night, I had to put on a sleep mask to block it out. That's how bad it was. Lesson learned though, now when I plan camping trips around meteor showers, I double check to see what the moon is going to be up to that day. Anyway, I'm hoping for everyone in the path of totality to enjoy crystal clear skies on Monday. And if things don't go as planned, remember that everything's going to be okay. It's not the end of the world. I mean, literally, you guys, it's not the end of the world. Hey everybody, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. If you loved the video, please subscribe. And if you think the world could use more videos like this and you happen to have a few bucks laying around, head to patreon.com/Rebecca and join an awesome community of nerds like the people whose names you see on the screen right now. Thanks.